Well, welcome to tonight's webinar. Thank you for joining us. Being in nutritional medicine the past 16 years of my life, everyone just assumes the fact that I always have recommended nutritional supplements to my patients. But nothing could be further from the truth. I was trained at the University of Colorado Medical School, and when I graduated in 1971, we were all taught that there was absolutely no health benefit of taking nutritional supplements. In fact, this is what I had told my patients for the last 23 years of my practice. In fact, I told them all that supplements ever did was create expensive urine, and all they really needed to do was to take a healthy diet and eat the right foods, and they did not need supplements. So when did I make a change? Where was my conversion? Well, it all starts with my wife, Elizabeth. Now, I've been married to Elizabeth for over 30 years. She's a horse trainer, and she suffers from a disease called chronic fatigue fibromyalgia. And when she married a physician, she thought her health would improve, but nothing could be further from the truth. Every year, she seemed to get worse and worse, and anybody who's dealt with this disease understands this. And in 1995, she came down with a serious pneumonia. Even though we were able to get her through that pneumonia, she was left with just a tremendous fatigue state where she could only get out of bed for 1 to 2 hours a day. And this went on month after month after month in spite of seeing 4 different medical specialists who placed her on 9 different prescription medications. It just was not going well, and none of the physicians that she had seen could give me any confidence that she was going to get better. It was about that time a friend brought over some nutritional supplements and told her that they had helped her husband and she should try them. Well, my wife knew how I felt about supplements, and that night when I came home, she asked me, or really asked for my permission, if she could take and try the supplements. And I was even kind of surprised by my response. I said, honey, you can try anything, because what we're doing is not doing any good at all. And she started taking the nutritional supplements, and to my surprise, even in a few days, she was feeling better, and within 3 weeks, she was essentially off all of her medication, and within 3 months, she was better than she'd been in years. Now, she has improved year after year after year, and even though she still has chronic fatigue fibromyalgia and has to be somewhat careful, she's riding 2 to 3 horses a day. She's showing her horse sizzle and dressage at the international FEI level. She showed I1 this year. She's going to be showing I2 and possibly Grand Prix next year. So she is really doing well. But another fear came over me, because once I saw my wife's improvement with supplements, I didn't know if it was a miracle or if it was due to vitamins. And I had never been taught anything about the health benefits of vitamins. So what I did is I had my nurse call in my 5 worst fibromyalgia patients, and I told them my wife's story. Now, I said, I don't know if she got better because of vitamins or not, but would they want to try it? They all agreed to try taking these high-quality nutritional supplements, and everyone improved, not quite as miraculously as my wife did, but within 6 months, everyone had told me, thank you, Dr. Strand, for letting me get my life back. Well, that was my start in nutritional medicine. I have been studying and reading about the health benefits of taking nutritional supplements ever since that time. But what amazed me is what I was seeing in my medical practice. Now, I had always believed in eating a healthy diet. I believed in exercise, and I promoted that. But I was always against taking supplements. But now I started to realize that there was a health benefit for taking supplements, and I was starting to see my patients who had diseases like asthma or allergies, migraine headaches, lupus, MS, starting to improve. I had people who had macular degeneration, had visual improvement, documented by their ophthalmologist on nutritional supplementation. I was seeing people who had been placed in the heart transplant list coming off that heart transplant list because of nutritional supplements. Now, I was not curing anybody, but what was happening is that I was building up the body's natural defenses. And this has been my exciting story ever since, because what I learned is that oxygen, even though it's necessary for life, it is also inherently dangerous for our existence. There's a dark side of oxygen, which is called oxidative stress. You see, as we utilize oxygen within the battery or the furnace of the cell to create energy in life itself, occasionally there's a charged oxygen molecule that's created that we call a free radical. But the the free radical actually has an electrical charge, because on the outer orbit there is at least one unpaired electron. So if this free radical is not readily neutralized by an antioxidant, it can go on and create more volatile free radicals. It can damage the cell wall, the vessel wall, proteins, fats, and yes, even the DNA nucleus of the cell. However, the number of free radicals that you produce is not steady. There are situations and things that make you produce more and more free radicals. For example, sunlight and radiation. Cigarette smoke creates tremendous amount of increased free radicals. Secondary smoke, the medications that I prescribe, especially the chemotherapeutic drugs, the pollutants in our air, food, and water increase the amount of free radicals we produce. Excessive stress increases the number of free radicals. But you see, this is what causes oxidative stress. And so I looked at the medical literature, and beyond any shadow of a doubt, it is now documented that oxidative stress is the root cause of more than 70 chronic degenerative diseases. And that number is growing daily. But those are diseases like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, MS, lupus, macular degeneration. Those diseases you and I would love to avoid. And the root cause is this dark side of oxygen. We are basically rusting inside. So the same process that causes a cut apple to turn brown or rust metal is literally rusting us inside. Now, I had been telling my patients for the last 23 years that they shouldn't take any nutritional supplements. So when I started to study the medical literature, I had to look at the medical evidence that demanded a verdict. Should my patients be taking nutritional supplements? What I have learned is that our bodies are our best defense against these chronic degenerative diseases, and not the drugs that I can prescribe. You see, we only get one body. You can't trade it in. And so it's very, very important to learn how to maintain your health and protect your health, because I believe nutritional supplementation is the best way to accomplish this goal, because balance is the key. You want to have more antioxidants on board or available than the free radicals you're producing, no matter what your situation is, because then you will not have any oxidative stress. But when you take high quality, complete and balanced nutritional supplements, this is the best way to achieve this goal. Now, I believe taking nutritional supplements is about health. It is not about disease. So when I practice nutritional medicine, what I am doing is trying to optimize the body's natural defenses. When you take high-quality, complete nutritional supplements at these optimal levels, you optimize the body's natural antioxidant defense system, its natural immune system, and its natural repair system. This is what I have learned. And by applying these principles to my practice of nutritional medicine, I have been able to see health benefits that I've never seen before. And I would encourage you to go to my online medical practice that I developed especially for the ARIIX family. That's at healthconceptsint.com. That's healthconceptsinternational.com. Here, I actually share my specific ARIIX nutritional recommendations for over 100 diseases. Now, you're not going to find this kind of information in a textbook. This is based on my clinical experience and what I have learned over the last 16 years studying the medical literature. So go to healthconceptsinternational.com and check out the site overview. Just look at the site tour and see what this is all about and how you can benefit personally and how your business can benefit and how you can share this message of health. In fact, I believe so strongly in what I'm providing for the Ariix family. Any Ariix representative can receive their first month free just by inputting their Ariix ID number during the registration process. Now, this is key. Take advantage. But I want to just thank you for joining me on this webinar. And I'm going to be doing webinars frequently. In fact, the next webinar, I'm going to talk about why I recommend the ARIIX nutritional products to my patients and why I recommend them on my website. This is going to be key. I'd recommend that you view it just to gain confidence in these products and the wonderful products that the ARIIX Corporation is developing. And again, thank you for joining me for this webinar.